This is Savannah again. Got a request to show people how to make the little octopus I make. They're pretty easy. It's not that hard. If you can make coils, you can make an octopus. So these are like little pocket pal ones. You just need a little bit of clay, some water. I will be using slip for this one. Just to help the tentacles stick. So you start out with some clay, however big you want it. I normally make these smaller, but for the video I'm going to make it a bit bigger. And then you just make a hole on the inside, and then you just keep going with the hole. You want it to be kind of egg-shaped. I'm just closing the hole here. So kind of egg-shaped here. Once you have the hole closed, the pressure on the inside will keep it from collapsing, which is what we want. And then when I have this, I'm going to decide what part I want to be the front and what part I want to be the back. So the more bulbous part is going to be in the back, and the more pointed part is going to be in the front. It kind of looks like an alien head. If anybody's ever seen Indiana Jones, that weird like glass alien head is what I think of all the time. Although that one's more long and pointed. But I just think of that a lot when I'm making these, because it looks like an alien. Okay. Alien head, what I want. And then just gonna decide where I want it, flatten the bottom a bit so it looks like this, so it can sit down straight. And then, like I said, I will be using some slip. But I'm also going to be making some eyeballs. And this is still pretty wet clay. Yeah, so I stick this on here. Decide where to put the eyes. Yeah, it's a bit too small. Let me just add some more here. I'm only going to be using a needle tool, a paintbrush, my hands, water, and slip. I have this sponge here just because if I want to smooth something out, like, not something else, what in the world, that's not even a word, something out, I can use the sponge. That'll probably come later when I'm done with the tentacles. I know, it also looks like an alien. It looks like I'm just making an alien. It's pretty funny. I love making these. I'm flattening this part down here because these are where the tentacles are gonna go. Okay, now I've already wedged this clay and everything. I'm making a cylinder. Getting my hands wet. Now I am just pulling this right now because this is how I like to make some of them. I'm going to show you that you can pull it, like pull the tentacles, or you can roll out the tentacles. It really just depends on which one you're more comfortable with. So here's this, and then, like I said, take some slip. Because this one's going on the front, I'm just going to stick it underneath that front nose part. It looks like a nose. It's not actually a nose, but that's just what it looks like. And then I'm just going to smooth it out. And then while this is here, I'm just going to curl the tentacle up and around. So it looks like that. Okay, that's my octopus. Next, if you want to do it this other way, just roll it out. And then you have this. And then again, put some slip on the bottom. If you feel more comfortable scoring and slipping, do that. Yeah. You can do whatever you feel like doing. It's an octopus, like the tentacles go everywhere. I like mine to be more against the octopus, but you can have yours be out. Put the octopus tentacles wherever you want. I just like to keep this in my pocket, you know, like a good luck octopus. I call them like pocket pals, but that's probably already taken by somebody else, so you know. You call them what you call them, somebody else has probably already called them that, whatever. Oh, well, see, that's what happens if you pull it too much. There's the third one. Just making the other tentacles right now. I need 5 more. Some of these I'm making smaller just because they're going to go behind the octopus. Alright, so once I have all my tentacles, I'm gonna take the ones that I want, depending on what place they're going in, and I'm just attaching everything down here. So like there's 3, here's the 4th one. Make sure you smooth it out really well. Now these are all gonna like overlap each other. So just, again, place them wherever you want. You can stick them out like that. There's multiple different ways to make an octopus. This is just how I make the really quick small ones. Octopus. A lot of people said this kind of looked like a brain. I can see it, that it could totally be a brain if you really wanted to, but like at the same time, I kind of don't see it, but I do see it. That when somebody says, oh, it looks like a brain, I can kind of see what they're talking about. Like those really weird cartoon brains. But octopus. Now, here is where I take the paintbrush and I go in onto all of these places that it connects, and you just want to smooth it out. Take some slip, especially for like these bigger ones, and just brush it in, smooth it out some more. This way it'll bind them together. We're just trying to prevent cracking. There you go. And then again, like I said, the sponge just to go in and smooth out pieces even more. You can dab the sponge, it'll give it some texture. You can go in with texture tools and put texture in as well if you want. Basically, just, it's your octopus, do what you want with it, right? Make it look how you want it to look. Clay is very forgiving. And if the clay's not working for you, put it to the side and get new clay. Maybe that one will like you. I don't know. I have to do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll be doing something and I'm like, oh, this looks great. And then it'll completely die. And I'll be like, well, put it to the side and get new clay. But yeah. It's a bigger version. I normally make mine about that big. This is way bigger than that big. See? Way bigger. Yep. That's what it looks like. Smooth out the bottom. I normally don't go in and add like the little suction cups to these ones. Just because, like I said, I normally would put them in my pocket and just carry it around with me as like a lucky octopus. But this one is so big, it might just be a paperweight. But if you do want to go in and add it, you just take like the end of a paintbrush, and then you have to look at this, like really look at it and be like, where do I want these suction cups to be, right? So like, of course they start from underneath the octopus, so you find it and then you just like that, and then just like go up all the way up the piece. And then you just go all the way up. And then follow the tentacle down here. Decide where you want them to end. And then it looks more like an octopus. But yeah, and then just do that for all of them if you want to add more detail to it. And last but not least, flip it over to the bottom and stab it. That will release the air and make sure it doesn't explode in the kiln.